Today I'm going to show you an oddly delicious mashup of Tex-Mex and Japanese cuisines, so stick around! Taco rice was invented by Chef Gibo Matsuzo in 1984 at a restaurant near a US military base in Okinawa. With all the fixins for Tex-Mex tacos layered on a plate of rice, it's a delicious, satisfying meal that seamlessly melds the culinary traditions of the US and Japan. For my version, I like to use a mix of the usual seasonings for taco meat like chili powder, garlic, and onions, along with Japanese ingredients like sake and soy sauce to make it work well over a plate of rice. Sound good? Let's have a look at our ingredients. For the seasoning, I've got 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of sake, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of chili powder. For the taco meat, I'm using 260 grams of ground beef, but other ground meats like chicken or even a plant-based protein will work. I've also got a large clove of garlic, a very small onion, and you'll need a tablespoon of vegetable oil. For the toppings, I've got some small vine-ripened tomatoes, cilantro, shredded cheddar cheese, iceberg lettuce, and tortilla chips. You're also gonna need 2 or 3 servings of cooked rice. To season the taco meat, I'm adding the ketchup to a bowl, along with the sake, soy sauce, and salt. Then I'm gonna stir this together until it's evenly combined. Now you want to prepare the toppings for the taco rice, and I'm starting with the lettuce. Just roll it up and slice it into strips. This lettuce was kinda large, so I'm also gonna cut the strips in half. For the tomatoes, you'll want to remove the core and dice them up into cubes. I like using very ripe tomatoes for this because they add some contrasting sweetness, but if you can't find ripe tomatoes where you're at, try using cherry tomatoes as they generally tend to be a little sweeter. If your tomatoes were as ripe as mine, they're gonna be pretty juicy, so you may want to throw them into a strainer to drain them. For the cilantro, I'm gonna pick the leaves off the stems. You can also chop them up or leave it out altogether, but I love cilantro and I can eat it like a salad, so I'm leaving the leaves whole today. The last thing we need to do is chop up the garlic and onions. I'm gonna cut slits in one direction, turn it 90 degrees, and cut slits in the other direction. Then you can just mince it up. If the pieces aren't as small as you'd like them, just go back over them like this to chop them up finer. For the onion, start by slicing it in half. Cut 2 slits into each side. Then you can cut slits from the top almost to the root end, leaving just a little onion at the root end to hold everything together. Now you can turn this 90 degrees and mince the onion up. To prepare our taco meat, I'm gonna add the oil to a frying pan over medium-high heat. Then we're gonna add the onions and garlic. You'll wanna saute these until they're translucent and they're just starting to turn brown around the edges. This took about 5 minutes on my stove. If you're gonna be using a plant-based meat, I'd suggest sauteing the aromatics until they're fully caramelized to get as much flavor out of them as you can. Once the onions are looking like this, go ahead and add in your ground meat. Then I'm gonna use the side of a spatula to break up the meat into small crumbles as it cooks. When the meat is about halfway cooked, go ahead and add in the chili powder. By the way, chili powder is a blend of spices, so I'll link to my recipe in the description down below. Once the meat is mostly cooked and the chili powder is fragrant, add the sauce mixture and cook this until it no longer smells like alcohol and it's your desired consistency. Some people like their taco meat more saucy because it percolates down into the rice, but other people like it drier so the rice doesn't get soggy. You can adjust this how you like based on how much of the liquid you burn off. I'm feeling a little saucy today, so let's get this plated up. Before I assemble the taco rice, I want to take a moment to thank my supporters who helped to make this video possible. If you're learning something new from my recipes and want to pitch in, hit the link in the description down below to see how you can help. Okay, for the first layer, I'm gonna put down some cooked white rice. Then I'm gonna shape it into a thick patty so we're able to distribute the toppings onto it evenly. Next, I'm gonna add a ring of lettuce around the edges so it doesn't get cooked by the heat from the rice or the meat. Now let's get our taco meat onto the rice. I'm gonna add a handful of shredded cheese. Top it with some chopped tomatoes. And then I'm gonna garnish it with some cilantro. I went easy on it for the photos, but I'm gonna pile this on later when I eat it. Finally, you'll want to sprinkle on some tortilla chips, and our taco rice is done. Taco rice is delicious topped with salsa or guacamole, and you can spice it up with your favorite hot sauce, so I hope you'll give it a try. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by giving this a big thumbs up and by sharing it with all your friends that love a good rice bowl. Well, I know it's a little bit early, but I'm gonna go crack open a cold one and have it with my taco rice. But I'll catch you in the next one.